Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Producer Infinity. This is my first and hopefully not last tutorial video in collaboration with a new company out of LA called Audeobox. We actually just did a first sound pack together, and that's been really cool. I appreciate you guys hitting me for that one and asking me to do the tutorial for Snaer. So without further ado, let's jump on in and show you what this is about. I've already put in a drum pattern, so we'll start that off. So everything is dry right now. There's no plugins on. What we'll do is we'll head into the channel settings in FL Studio. And well, obviously, let's throw it on the snare because that's the most obvious sound that we'll choose for the plugin. There's a 32-bit and there's a 64-bit, which we'll choose. And already off bat, you're getting a really good looking plugin here. It's really sexy. I like the fact that it hits every time the snare hits. You get to see the glow. You get to see the smash of the snare drum. So that's really cool. I don't think a lot of plugins do that these days. And for me, that just adds a little bit of flair to the plugin already. So there's your crack, your blap, and your dirt. You got your high pass and your low pass. And then on top of the dirt, or I'm sorry, below the dirt is your gritty, dirty, and filthy settings for that distortion. So obviously you can still hear, I haven't turned anything on yet. So what we'll do is we're gonna hit it with a bit of crack, which is your attack. And let's just bring it up a little bit and just see what happens. You can kind of hear where the snare goes on this. So kind of immediately you hear the snare cutting right through everything. I mean, obviously we only have a bass drum and a snare drum, but that snare is pretty much standing on its own right now. It's right in your face. It's kind of like you can almost flinch when that snare hits. So if you bring it back to your left, you now kind of get like this softer attack, kind of like a pillowy snare sound, like almost like muffled. So we'll put it in the middle here on this crack, just so you have the attack, and we'll screw with the blap button a bit. So let's just bring it up in the middle. And let's kind of go increasingly up and see what other sounds are inside of that snare sample. Already, you can already hear whatever was in that sample inside that wave. It's almost like a whole nother wave sample. I mean, a whole nother sample as it is. It's really cool. Just kind of fidgeting around, just kind of seeing what other sonics we can bring out and take away. It's cool. It's almost like a gate in a way. So let's go over and into the Audeobox samples, because that's what we're using here. Let's go into the MIDI and grab a synth and just kind of, or a MIDI pattern, just kind of give you a better idea of how the groove is moving and how everything kind of cuts through, and show you how that moves from there. Just drag that in there. So already off top, these are just some great MIDI files that they're giving you with these Audeobox samples. I love them. I mean, they're ready to go. Pitch them, change them around, do whatever you want. I mean, as you can see, I have all the Audeobox packs. I went and bought. Already a fan. It's hard to find good companies that do good loops and samples and stuff, so let's check it out. We'll do the gritty for setting for now. Wow. It's almost like you're creating your own samples, like right in front of you. I mean, within seconds, you have like a whole new sound. So that's kind of what I love about this plugin, as I've been playing around with it for the last few days. And this is kind of like the lower bottom end distortion, kind of more of a darker sound, but we can cut that if you want. So let's do the high pass on it. Yeah, I like that right there. Maybe a little too much, but we can kind of go back and forth. Still really cool, man. I mean, even use that for a layer and throw another snare on top of that, you know. There's so many different situations you can put yourself in with this. Yeah, there's some grit in that one. Obviously, it's called gritty. So there you go. A little bit more of a high-end distortion. We obviously have the high pass and low pass going at the same time. So now we're on the filthy setting. It's abrasive, but I like it. It definitely has a lot of character. And, you know, for the most part, I'm kind of just pushing it. You obviously don't have to go this loud. One thing I see about this plugin that's pretty awesome is that if you're a beginner, this plugin is ready to go. If you are intermediate to advanced producer and you know your stuff backwards and frontwards, I mean, you can pretty much dial in as easy or as light or as hard as you want. So that's always a plus. I think let's throw it on the kick drum, just so you guys can get an idea of, you know, the multiple uses for this, and see what kind of cool noises and such we can get out of that kick. Let's turn that blap up, turn some crack up. Huh. So immediately, I've barely touched it on the dirt, and we already have a new sound on that kick. And it's just so good. It's good for urban music. It's good for pop music. It's good for kind of whatever you want to get into, guys. It's all over the board. And I like the fact that everything's all-inclusive with the plugin. It's not like you have to go open up 3 or 4 different effects to get that desired sound you're going for. So that's a major plus for me. And I mean, obviously I'm just fooling around here, but listen, every parameter is able to be linked to automation, so that's easy. I'm just doing this for you guys to kind of see how quick and easy it is to change the sonics of any of the samples you guys throw in here. So obviously it's a no-brainer to change and warp and manipulate any of the sounds. Let's just let's solo the kick. I mean, it sounds great. It sounds like I have 5 plugins on it at once and I know what I'm doing. I really like that percussion, so I want to add it to that. For this plugin, it's not only for just drums, it's for percussion, it's for vocals, it's for anything where I just want to open up a sound and I say, I could use a little bit more, you know, yeah, you know what I mean? And then you go and it's done. And already, the percussion stands out just with a kick drum and percussion. I mean, I don't know. I don't know any other plugin that does it this quick and this efficient and this good. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy, but I'm not. So, you know, I love it. You take it off, you're like, oh, I want it back again. That's the good thing about it. It's like you take it off, you miss it. That's how you know you have a good plugin. I mean, you deactivate it and you're like, wait a minute, something sounds different. Oh yeah, there goes that sound. I need that sound. And screw the dirt. You don't even need the dirt. You just use the crack and the blap all day. Smack that you know? Yeah, this is sick. This is definitely a good weapon for the arsenal. And I can actually open up like 1,000 of these plugins without even ruining my CPU usage. So I've already showed you like the crack and blap all the way to the right. For the last thing here, we'll just pull all the way to the left and we'll just tighten that snare sound. Get that nice and like it's suffocated, but you still get the top end and you still get the body of it. It's not like you're losing any of the sound. It's really nice. And sometimes I have a hard time finding these on certain sounds. Like you want the body of it, but then when you tighten it, you kind of lose the whole format of the sound. Yeah, this is really good, man. I mean, left, right, you really can't go wrong either one. I'm really happy with what these guys are doing here. So until next plugin, I appreciate you guys for watching. Take it easy. Peace.